What's up, everyone? Jump on in. Today again is our Wednesday Lives, where we're having the topic of losing an inch off your waist every single week. You heard it. Is it possible? Absolutely. But we're going to find out today how that's possible and also what your goals are. So for the first little bit, we're going to get to know everybody and what their goals are. And remember, as always, I give out those booty bucks. So if you answer the questions correctly, I will give you a booty buck. You can follow up with all your booty bucks at the very end. So people were winning gift cards last week. So let's keep that going. I love it. Awesome. So just so you guys know, my name is Danita. I am the certified personal trainer and national qualified bikini competitor. And I started Booty Bands and Barbells about 7 years ago. And really my story and where it came from is I struggled for about a decade in trying to lose inches off my waist. And I felt like I just couldn't seem to grasp the concept. I felt like I was eating as little as possible. I was working out as much as I could, and it seemed like I was just spinning in circles and really couldn't see any results. And so for me, I was able to hire a coach, and that was able to give me some direct knowledge on what I needed to be doing different. So today I'm going to be sharing you that knowledge and excited to be working with you. So what's up? Welcome in. And if you're just joining in, I want you to find the comment button down below, and I want you to tell me who you are and what are your goals. So if it's like, hey, my name's Danita and I'm ready to lose 5 inches off my waist, or hey, I'm Michelle and I'm ready to lose 10 pounds, whatever it is your goals are, comment down below. A few things that I've heard this week is I want to master menopause. I want to be able to really lose that belly pooch. I want to be able to reduce that cellulite. So whatever your goals are that you're really trying to aim for, go ahead and comment down that below. Awesome. Let's get started. So every week we do this. I love lives. And every time I come on here live, you guys know I'm always giving this stuff away. It's my favorite thing to be able to connect with you guys and be able to, one, meet you where you're at and build our knowledge from there. Cool? So let's go ahead and get started. So knowing your goals, commenting down below, what are your goals? And also you can tell us where you're from. That'd be fun. So I'm Danita and I'm from Utah. Great, let's get started. So my favorite thing to do is we got Kristen. What's up, Kristen? You want to lose inches off your waist and thighs. Like it. Yep, I know that one. Definitely know that one. Awesome. So just like Kristen, you guys go ahead and find that comment button down below and we'll go ahead and get started. So today we're going to go ahead and go over my favorite PDF, and we're going to actually switch it up next week, but today will be the last time we do this. So let's make sure we really get the most information out of today's lesson, because I will be changing it out for next week, okay? We got Indianapolis. Awesome. We got Jennifer on, and she says, I need to lose about 7 inches from my waist. And we're in the perimenopause phase. So if you guys don't know what perimenopause is, that is right before menopause. So that's that pre-menopause starting to kick in. Thanks for jumping in, you guys. All right. So today we're going to learn how to toss the scale. Let me grab some water. Now that sounds kind of interesting as we toss the scale. So I'm going to immediately start off by asking you guys questions. What does that mean by tossing the scale? What do you guys think that even means? Why would I even say to toss the scale? Why would we toss the scale? What kind of scale? We got Sacramento in here. What's up? And we got another one in here. I'm with you, Jennifer. Perimenopause is wrecking havoc. Ooh, yeah, we can definitely go into menopause today. That has been a big one. I'd like to hear your guys' symptoms so we can actually go over that. And now that I'm hearing what you guys are going through, it's awesome. We can touch base on that on today's topic as well, as the main topic is losing inches off our waist. But let's also dive into some other areas where that can help too, right? Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and learn toss the scale. So my favorite thing, you guys, is really just understanding the difference of, really understanding our goals. That's my favorite, is really knowing what really is your goals. And I haven't really had a whole lot of people coming in here saying weight loss. And but there are going to be some that are watching this that are saying, yeah, I want to lose weight. Well, let's get into that. So we want to really define what your goals are, you guys. If you're looking to lose weight or lose fat. And there's a real big difference, and we'll learn about that in just a second. So weight loss is you want to be a certain number on a scale. meaning that you're married to a certain number. You keep looking at that number that's like maybe it's 150 or 160 or 110, whatever that number is. It's whatever we want to go back to what we remember, and so we kind of get married to that number. Then also, if we want to be weight loss, it's another thing is we want to be light when somebody picks us up. So we just want to be physically lighter. All right, the next one is you're okay to be soft skinny, which essentially means that skinny fat, and you're okay with less energy, less control, because weight is not an accurate measure of health, you guys. So anytime we are saying, I want to lose that extra 10 pounds, well, where is that pounds coming from? Because there's going to be 3, or I would say actually 4 things that we're losing in weight loss. So I want to know now you find the comment button. A few of you have found it, but this is the time that I'm going to go ahead and give away some booty bucks. So I want to ask you right now, find that comment button. The question I have for you is, what are about the 4 things that we're losing in weight loss? If we're losing weight, what is that? Weight is coming from where? Go ahead and comment down below and let's see who the responses are. Got a few other comments came in. Go by how your clothes fit. Like it. Like it, like it. So I'm giving booty bucks away, you guys. So what we're going to do is, as I give out booty bucks, I want you to add up all your booty bucks at the very end of today's live. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to have you DM your total amount, and you'll get a gift card at the very end of today's live, okay? We're going to also try to keep today's live. I'm going to go pretty quickly through here. Last time I think it was like an hour long. So let's try to keep it to like 15, 30 minutes, okay? Okay, so not just fat, but muscle, bone, and water. Yeah, so sometimes not just fat, but muscle, bone, water. Yeah, we can actually be losing bone density through weight loss. We can be losing that muscle, and we can be losing that water. You're right. So the one that I added in there, usually I say it's 3, so the water, fat, and muscle, but I definitely added your sanity. You're losing your sanity when you're in weight loss too. If you can relate to that, raise your hand with me on that, because I've been there. Thank you for my hey, I appreciate it. You guys are complimenting me over here. Love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and now go into fat loss. So fat loss is you're looking to be more toned, defined, and sculpted. I want to be stronger. Somebody mentioned earlier, you want your clothes to fit better. You want to have more energy, and you want to have more control over your weight and how you look and feel. Well, what's surprising, you guys, what's so interesting is, in fact, they clash. And that, to me, was the biggest breakthrough when I hired my coach several years ago, when I was struggling and figuring out, why am I in this hamster wheel with my goals? Finally, I realized there's a lot of conflict between the two of weight loss versus fat loss. Big difference, you guys. And so when we talk about fat loss, I want you to think of kind of like the body recomposition, where weight loss, you're just losing just kind of everything. Like weight comes from a lot of things, as we mentioned earlier, right? So reading here, weight loss and fat loss are actually the opposite goals, and they collide when trying to results. Big difference. So let's actually read what the difference is. So weight loss, we're eating less, we're moving more, we're counting those calories, those daily steps, we're weighing ourselves over and over, feeling that scale going up and down like that roller coaster, going on from restrictive fad diets, water weight, the fat storage mode, the cravings, that starve binge cycle, and that's really creating this lack of confidence, lack of knowledge, lack of energy, hiding in photos. Our hormones go really out of whack. So if we're having some menopause symptoms, ladies, you guys are talking about perimenopause, well, a lot of our hormones is affected by what we're doing with if we're looking for weight loss or fat loss. So very, very key important too. So on the weight loss side, you will notice that perimenopause, you're going to have harder and deeper symptoms, or menopause just in general. Or if you're not even at menopause yet, you're going to notice a lot of your hormones just in your monthly cycle is going to be really intensely high. So things like cravings or mood swings or irritability, things like that are actually not normal. Having intense cramps isn't normal. And so being in this decade that we're at, women are starting to step up and become into this doctor field and be able to educate women so that we can realize, wait, we actually have more control over our cramps and our mood swings and our cravings than we actually really thought before. Same thing if we're going through those menopause symptoms. we have symptoms, you guys, to be able to, or steps to really go into learning how to reduce those hot flashes or the dryness and et cetera, right? So let's find out what the opposite is fat loss. So we're eating more. We're balancing macros. We're using resistance instead of the cardio side only. We're counting our inches, not our weight. Our clothes are fitting better. We're planning our snacks. We're in more control. We have less cravings. We have more energy because we're eating more. We have more knowledge. We have more food freedom, improved sleep, improved confidence, improved self-image, improved strength, improved hormones, concentration, and bone density. So you guys seeing the difference here? Yes and no. Let me know if you guys are seeing the difference. Pretty interesting, huh? I'm going to read some of your comments here. Awesome. Love it, love it. Find that comment button because we are giving away booty bucks. So the one that commented earlier about going how your clothes fit, so you went a booty buck, and also the other one that said not just fat, but muscle, bone, and water, you also won a booty buck. So great job. And for those that just commented yes, y'all get a booty buck, okay? So start counting up your booty bucks because we're going to add them up at the very end of the night, okay? All right, so let's dive back into it. So the difference, now we see it. All right, no wonder the freaking confusion, because why? People are intermixing weight loss and fat loss, and no wonder, you guys, why there's so much confusion. Because if you're trying to lose weight, then yeah, there's gonna be like the whole keto, intermittent fasting, and doing a bunch of cardio, counting your steps world. But if you're going into the body recomposition side, where we're focusing on just losing fat in inches, well, that's a whole other approach. No wonder why you're feeling like all this crazy hayride going on and all these influencers that are saying X this and X that. So a lot of confusion. If you can relate, definitely I'm with you on that one too. Okay, so the one I really wanted to go over right now is, let's see. I want to go over this part right here. So I want to know what's happening with the body. But before I share that, I'm going to ask you a question, see if we can get some more booty bucks going on, okay? All right, so if we know that now there is a difference between weight loss versus fat loss, okay? So what I want to ask you is, have you heard that the metabolism slows down as we age? Yes or no, just comment down below. Have you heard the metabolism slows down as we age? Yes and no. Wow, somebody just jumped in, didn't know there was a difference with weight and fat loss. Yay! Awesome. Well, this will be our last week we talk about it, because next week we're going to go into a whole different topic. So let's make sure we get all of the knowledge we can off of today's live. All right, for those that all commented yes, you all get a booty buck. So make sure you're adding up all your booty bucks right now, you guys. We'll be totaling them up at the very end. Awesome. Okay, so if we know that the metabolism is slowing down as we age, okay, so let me ask you, did you start noticing at a certain age for you? And if the answer is yes, tell me what age you started noticing that. And if you also can tell me what were some of your symptoms you started noticing? What were some of the side effects of a slowing metabolism for you? 60 years old, and I'm not only slowed, but stopped. Ooh, okay, so not even slowing, but totally stopped metabolism. That's great. I'm glad you're here so we can go into that. All right, we got some 40s and 30s. Some of the side effects you're feeling is the bloating. Yeah. For me, I definitely started feeling it around when I hit 30s as well. And for me, what it was is I noticed I couldn't look at cake anymore. If I looked at it, I'd gain 5 pounds. It was crazy. Like, sugar hit me different. I used to be able to just like go through sugar as a kid. And as soon as I hit 30, it was like, boom, you look at sugar wrong and it's like, it's on your stomach is how I felt. Oh, wow. I can relate to all that. So we got about 35, fluffy midsection. Yep, I just said that. Stomach won't go away. Yep. Around 37, you had a hard to lose weight loss and hunger. Yes. 40s, 35s, 38s. You guys look at all of those ages. They're pretty similar. You guys seeing a commonality right now? All right. And 38 after I had my daughter. weight gain, especially in the abs. And so I definitely want to talk about abs today. That's a really big one. I want to go into that stubborn belly fat or that pooch area. That's been a really big common one this week amongst all the members. And so I want to really dive into that because, again, more control, more knowledge. That has go hand in hand, okay? All right, so we're starting to see a trend that it's around the ages of about 30, 40. You guys noticing that? So for all of my smarties out there that have been on my lives before, you're probably going to know this next one. But let's go ahead and we're going to educate those that are just jumping in today, okay? So let's go ahead and reveal those answers. For all those that went ahead and posted right now, that commented, y'all get a booty buck, okay? So make sure to comment. So far, that's about 3 or 4 booty bucks that you can already have in your pocket, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and go to the next question I have for you. So let me ask you, what is happening around that age of 30 that is making it so the metabolism is slowing down? What the hell, excuse my language, is going on? What's going on, guys? We know it's a metabolism, but what is it? And if we don't know, that means we don't have the control. And so all my oldies but goodies out there are gonna know this answer, and you guys are gonna be really helping out. Okay, so we think it's a change in hormones. Now we're changing hormones, but remember, we're talking about the number one really main controller of your metabolism. So hormones kind of affect it, but I want the juicy one thing that's gonna really drive that metabolism either down or up. What is that? Is that hormones? Hormones have a very small play. I want the one thing that's really gonna change it, all right? So I'm gonna wait for just a moment for all of you to answer. So take your moment and just answer. I've got some that said hormones, glutathione. I've got muscle loss, loss of muscle, losing muscle mass, which lowers your metabolism. Okay, so feel free, those are watching, find that comment button because right now you're going to get a booty buck if you get this right, okay? So keep going. I'm going to give you about 20 more seconds to get all your answers in. So again, for those that don't know the question I just asked, and maybe you just jumped in, I'm asking, what's going on around 30 years old that we're all noticing this metabolism starting to go down? What is it? And to be honest, you guys, a lot of you are so smart, but when I speak to people not in this group, because we've been so educating ourselves here, so a lot of you guys know the answer, but a lot of us actually don't know. And that's why we don't have that control over our metabolism, right? If we don't know, then we don't know. So, all right, so thanks for answering it. So all of you that said losing muscle, okay? All of you that said losing muscle, you guys all get a booty buck. Fabulous, fabulous job, all right? So great job. Let's go ahead and now switch over into our PDF here. So what is happening with our bodies, you guys, after the age of 30? It's a fact. Go look it up. We are losing about 3 to 5% of our lean muscle mass. That's every single decade. No freaking wonder what's going on. Now, what's happening, ladies? Now, hold on. I got to get real serious here. The common age that women are dieting around 8 or 9 years old. And you know what dieting is doing? We're eating less. But eating less of what? Eating less of everything. So what's happening is the one thing that they're missing out on is women are missing out on their protein because they're dieting. You guys, this fasting, this intermittent, all the fad diets, all these cleanses and juice cleanses that don't even have you on protein, girl, no, don't, because you're losing muscle mass. And the older we get, you guys, the more protein we have to have. The most muscle you had was in your 20s. So we have to fight back that muscle in order for us to start losing that inch off our waist. Isn't that interesting, right? Okay, so we had some questions come in. It says, how can we increase muscle without getting injured? I got you. Yes, there are so many different ways of progressing and building that muscle. You can build muscle with diet alone, you guys. I'm able to start shrinking waist with the diet. And then once we got that part down, I got 10 steps of progression before we even start really building on a bunch of weight. So we can really start to strengthen ourselves in the inside out to really make ourselves a fat burning machine. Okay, so now that we know that, let's go back into it. So now that we know the fact that we're losing muscle mass every single decade, you guys, that's crazy, right? But now you got to hear the real true facts that's coming up. If you aren't doing strength and resistance training, you could be closer to about 5 to 6% losing your muscle mass every decade. Because if you don't use your muscles, you lose your muscles. So you cardio bunnies out there, that's great for your heart and for your endurance if you want to run a marathon. But if you're trying to sculpt and tone, do you see why you're running around in a circle? It's because you can actually be losing muscle mass in cardio too. Scary fact. So cardio, again, is really great though. We do use high intensity through the Booty Bands and Barbells app. But we want to be really careful when we're doing a bunch of steady state cardio and we're also protein deficient. Ooh, that's a bad recipe. All right, so the last one here, you guys, now let's get real serious here. If we're not getting in enough protein, then we likely can be about 8 to 10% loss of our muscle mass every decade. Think about that. Have you been dieting? Have you been skipping meals? Have you just been eating less, moving more? Are you jumping on that cardio machine and you're not really knowing what you're doing? Honey, things have to switch. Now, you know what? Cardio could have worked when we're in our 20s. Yeah, go run like a couple extra miles and do that weight comes off because you had muscle in your 20s. But now that we're 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s plus, that muscle mass is deteriorating. We have to fight to keep that on. That's our bone density. That's so much. That's actually our hormones too. So all of you that mentioned perimenopause, talk about building back that lean muscle so we can actually get our hormones back in check. Man, it's an $80 billion weight loss industry for a reason, you guys. They keep us trapped, they keep us stuck, and we just keep paying for shit, right? Right? Oh, man. You guys got some great questions, and so I want to be able to answer each one of those, okay? So hold your question. I'm going to remember what that is. So I love your questions. So I'll answer those at the very end. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back into this. So what are some other ways that we're losing muscle besides just aging? Well, if you've been doing a lot of dieting, if you're not getting enough sleep, you guys, that really affects your hormones and your muscle mass. If you're just drinking a bunch of alcohol, now a wine here or there, not a big deal. But if you're really binging into the alcohol, yeah, that is called there's either anabolic or catabolic, and that's a catabolic state to actually break down your muscle. So we want to be careful with how much alcohol we're consuming. If we're just doing a bunch of steady state cardio, if we're having a bunch of stress in our life and we're not using those stress management tools, that creates the cortisol, which goes into the catabolic of the muscle too. And if we're sedentary and injured, all right, all of those are kind of have big effects. So it feels a little hopeless, but let's actually see, is it really possible we can reverse our metabolism? So I just gave the answer, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it away before you see the whole thing. And I want you to find your comment button right now, and I need to ask you a serious question. It sounded like doomsday there for a moment, right? It's kind of like, I feel like I'm against the clock. I feel like I'm against all of this fat, and I just feel like it's just getting harder. So let me ask you a question, and you're going to get a booty buck with this, okay? Is it possible that you can start reversing your metabolism? I need to know. Is it possible? Yes or no? Comment down below. I just need the truth. Give me some hope, you guys. The older that we get, is it possible we can reverse our aging? Is it possible we can reverse that metabolism? Is it possible we can sculpt or tone our bodies after the age of 30? Is it possible? I love the exclamation points. Look at all my exclamation points. Is it possible? I'm looking for any of those that say no. You and I are going to have a little chat if you say no. Okay, all you booty babes that just said yes, especially with the exclamation points. So the girls that said exclamation points, you guys get 2 extra booty bucks for that, okay? The ones that said yes, you get a booty buck, all right? So add up your booty bucks. We said yes with adding protein to every meal and lifting weights to build muscle. You are so smart. And you know what? You get 2 booty bucks because you're extra credit right there. I love smart women. We got more control over our lives, don't we? Okay, so why are we different, you guys? Why is Booty Bands and barbells different? Well, this is a graph, an actual proven graph that we have been able to put our numbers in. So I don't know if you guys have been able to see that Booty Bands not only has Booty Bands, barbells, so products, there's also the protein powder, there's the app, but there's also this one-on-one coaching where we actually working one-on-one with you to find out how we can do this together and start reversing that clock. And so we've actually been able to see numbers of your inches lost, and being able to see that graph compared to people that are in weight loss. Look what's going on, you guys. Look what's going on. They're gaining the weight back. And if you don't believe me, go check out Jenny Craig that's closing their doors. That's a fact. Go check out The Biggest Loser, biggest television show about weight loss and how it's been canceled by the contestants. That's a fact. Weight loss is no longer working. If you're following that trend, you're going to realize you're just going to end up at a dead end, okay? So let's get out of that dead end. So is it possible we can reverse that metabolism? Absolutely yes. Not only yes, but hell yes. And I liked the exclamation points. That was absolutely beautiful. Thanks for sharing that today. Okay, so now let's go ahead and find out, well, what and how do we start with all that? Let me see if there was anything else I wanted to go in here. Okay, so after 30 years, we already talked about that. Weight loss is slowing the metabolism. We already know that. 95% of people are unsuccessful with their weight loss journeys and gain the weight back plus more. No wonder why all those New Year's resolutions fail within just a couple of months. And why is it that the weight loss industry is worth $80 billion, guys? What's up with that? And what I love here is my favorite part. It says it has a very low success rate and it has women stuck shrinking themselves physically and emotionally for life. If you guys feel that you have been stuck shrinking yourself, hiding in photos, shrinking yourself to try to fit into those clothes, but it's not working, shrinking yourself emotionally and mentally and physically, or even just shrinking yourself with your food. Right? Shrinking yourself with your confidence that you're not taking up space in this world how you know you should. If that feels like you're shrinking yourself and you're ready to not be shrinking yourself, but you're ready to reverse that, say, I'm in. Comment, I'm in. I'm ready to go. No longer shrinking yourself. You're ready for this. All right, you guys ready for this? Are you ready to gain back your metabolism, gain your strength, improve your hormones, reduce those side effects and those symptoms that you're facing? Are you ready to start taking control over your fat loss versus weight loss? Are you wanting to look at your macros and know exactly what to eat at a restaurant? Are you ready to start seeing that belly fat going down and you have the control over it? Are you ready to start tracking the right way where you actually know it's not a number on a scale, but you really want to be looking at a BMI scale differently and looking at the best numbers you should be looking at for you? Are you ready for that? Honey, don't give up. Don't you dare give up. I'm not letting you give up. I'm not letting you give up. Look at me right now in the face. I've been there. I know what it feels like to shrink yourself. You don't need to do that anymore. No, you deserve to wear those shorts. You deserve to wear that bikini. You deserve to be in your family photos. You deserve to be able to play with your children. You deserve that, and you know that deep down inside of you. So we're not going to let this weight loss industry win. It's time. It's time you take it back. And your excuses, honey, you might just need to take things off your plate and start setting boundaries and start standing up for yourself. You've been shrinking yourself. I was in a terrible, terrible marriage, you guys. Abusive. And it wasn't until I realized I was stuck shrinking myself, I needed to own it. That was my fault. I needed to step up into my power. I needed to control my life again. So, if you're ready, let's do this. It is your time. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how far deep you think you've got, how many mistakes you've made. Is it possible to start rewinding this? Is it possible to start rewinding this? Tell me right now in the comments. Is it possible you can get back to the body that you want, the confidence that you know you deserve, and the life that you were meant to live? Comment below. Yes. For those that just commented yes, 5 booty bucks for you. Count up your booty bucks because those are all gift cards at the very end. So you guys know the store, bootybands.com. We have resistance bands and we have those barbells. Why? Because we want you to build that lean muscle back. And what is building back your lean muscle, guys? What does that mean? If we have more protein and more muscle, what does that mean? Comment down below. What does that mean? If we build back that muscle, we're using that barbell together. We're using those booty bands together. We're starting to eat more protein together. What does that mean? I want some true facts right here. What does it mean? When we build back that muscle, we're using that barbell together and we're learning how to lift it correctly. We're doing it correctly with the form. Every month we do live challenges with each other and we're learning from each other. We're growing from each other. We're gaining knowledge. We're gaining strength. We're gaining muscle. We're gaining that protein. We're not shrinking ourselves. We're gaining. We're lifting each one of us up. All right, what do we have here? We said it means the metabolism is working. It means a faster metabolism. It's going to speed it back up. We're boosting it. We're gaining control. Yes. Okay, so if you don't like whey protein, go to the plant-based protein. Go to bootybands.com. They've got plant-based protein. You're going to start sculpting and toning. You're going to boost your confidence for sure. Okay, so all of those that just commented right now, you got a booty buck. All right, so add up all your booty bucks. You're going to turn them in at the very end. We're almost done here, okay? All right, so ultimately, you guys, what do we do from here? What is the answer? What is the next step? Now, there's 2 programs we have for booty bands and barbells. You do it on your own with the Facebook group that is right here, and you're able to go to the app, and you're able to make your own routine and your own accountability. Okay, so you have to look at yourself in the mirror, and you have to confront yourself and say, am I able to do it on my own? If the answer is yes, that you're ready to turn it back, I want you to go find the Do-It-Yourself program, which is Facebook group, and you're just joining all of the monthly challenges. If you're ready to do it with a coach, I will be your coach. I will make sure that I am overseeing your progress. I'm going to make sure that I look at your age. I'm going to look at your protein where it's at. I'm going to understand where your workouts are at. Maybe your form isn't where it's supposed to be. You're going to send me those things and we're going to perfect it to where it needs to be to start reversing this. So if you want a coach, I want you to comment I'm in down below, and I'm going to have my team members go after the ones that are saying I'm in and be able to support you so we can be in contact, okay? So comment down below. Do you want the do-it-yourself, so call it a DIY, or do you want to say I'm in for the coaching? All right, so comment down below which one you guys want. It doesn't matter which one you choose. I just want you to be successful, period. I've been on the other side of not successful, and it's not meant to be that way anymore, all right? We're ready to reverse it. So which one works best for you? Do you want to do it yourself? You want to do it with a coach? Comment down below, okay? All right, so that's the 2 steps. All right, so now is the time to ask your questions, you guys, all right? So what questions I had some earlier today about some protein up here. So let me see what I got. This is the time. I'll be on for about another 5 minutes. So if you just want to plop in your questions. Okay. And I did want to talk about that stubborn belly fat. I did want to go into that as well. Okay. So if we're adding protein to every meal and lifting weights to build muscle. Okay. You already said that. Okay. So can too much coffee in a day make a difference? Yes. Okay. So one thing I want to explain about the belly fat, you guys, there's about 4 different things about that stubborn belly pooch that I want to go into. I was just sending this out to my accountability members today, so excited to share with you as well. And so the ones that are trying to get over that little belly pooch, I sent them this. So let me share it with you. Okay, so here we go. All right, so a couple of things about the belly pooch, you guys. It's an estrogen dominant, so it has a lot to do with hormones, okay? That's the first thing. So typically if there's a hormone imbalance, then it just there's like an insulin resistance at that malnutrition if we're lacking exercising and having a high stress lifestyle. So if you feel like you're doing all the things that I'm reading today, make sure to go get your hormones really checked out, so that way we can make sure your hormones are good, so that way you're not putting that belly pooch. Okay, the other one, excess cortisol that's coming from stress. It can be caused from an adrenal fatigue, as you mentioned earlier about a coffee. This is what I wanted to talk about. When we're drinking excess in caffeine or coffee, that can actually create cortisol in the body, which in that cortisol will then create that stubborn belly pooch area. So yes, we want to be careful with our caffeine. Also, something to keep in mind too, if you notice that you're having high cramps, or you're having like intense mood swings around your time of the month, I would definitely bring down your caffeine intake as much as you can around that time. And then once you feel more stable, then work with your body. Your body wants to be in harmony with you. And so learn like that, what that is, okay? The next one of that belly pooch is high intensity workouts. What that does is the high intensity workouts, you'll notice that we do them in the Booty Bands and Barbells app with each other. So we'll go into resistance, and then we'll take that 30 seconds high intensity. And what that does is it's gonna go after that stubborn belly fat. And so that's helpful. The other one is starting to reduce your alcohol. If you're finding that you're just gravitating to like alcohol beverages every single day, it's okay to have them every once in a while, you guys, but we can't be having them every single day. We want to really make sure that we're just kind of checking that in, okay? Also keep in mind, carbohydrates in the evening. So if we're having a lot of alcohol or high sugar or high carb things at night, remember that carbs are used as our energy source. So we'd rather prefer them more in the beginning part of the day, so we can utilize those carbohydrates as energy. At night, we're about ready to go to bed. We don't need that energy right before bed. So that's where I lean more into healthy proteins and healthy fats in my vegetables more in the night than I would in morning time. I lean more into my fruits and my breads and carbohydrates and things like that, okay? So hopefully that helped answer your question there. Let's see what other questions I got here. All right. Okay, so we've got, I'm allergic to stevia. Does the plant-based protein have stevia? That's a great question. There is a nutrition label that's actually on there. So if you go over to bootybands.com, look on the nutrition label and see if there's stevia. I don't think that there is, but just double check before you get it if you're allergic to it, okay? Next one, we got 37, binging and lack of motivation again. My new job is stressing you out and your hormones and sleeping habits. Yeah, so as we learned, the lack of the stress, creating that hormone imbalance, creating that lack of sleep, creates that muscle loss, which then can create really a lot of things out of whack, okay? And so if you're really struggling with that, doing it on your own, then I would say just comment I'm in down below so we can jump on a call with you and go more into that, okay? Awesome. If you'd love an initial chat with a coach, we'll have them reach out to you, okay? All right, so next question we have is, worse is the bloating, dark circles under the eyes, draining feeling because I'm a newbie therapist for autistic children. So my recommendation then, if you have a high stress job, you guys, and that's what you're choosing in life is a high stress job, then we're gonna need to find out what those ways of balance are for you. And if you don't know what that looks like, that is something we do in the one-on-one coaching, where we have mindset, nutrition, and workouts that will help you master. So if you're just really struggling with stress and you just can't seem to get it under control, that's something where we'll work one-on-one with each other, okay? Awesome. Well, great. It was lovely having you guys. I hopefully obviously didn't go for an hour. I'm glad we kind of kept it to a short minimum here. But hopefully what I really hope we took off this call is that we learned something new. That we can take one thing today and start creating an action step so that we can really start to reverse that metabolism, because now we know what and why is going on. Cool? Awesome. All right, well, I will have a new one for next week. All right, I have one more question came in. How much protein a day per snack should I be aiming for? That's a great question. So what I'd like to do is first just meet you where you're at, because the last thing I want to do is just give you a bunch of random numbers that might overwhelm you. So what I like to do is actually meet you where you're at. So if you right now are asking the question, how much protein a day for each single snack and meal, the first question I have for you is, are you putting protein in every one of your meals and snacks? If the answer is no, then you just want to start there. If the answer is yes, then what I would shoot for is looking more at a percentage of your plate. So looking at protein protein is getting in about 50% or working towards that. Or if you look at the size of your fist, working towards a size of protein about the size of your fist can be helpful. Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, you guys always have oh, for the booty bucks, make sure you add up all your booty bucks and send them over to me. So it's Danita Young, Danita Young on Facebook. Go ahead and just DM me how many booty bucks you got, and I'll send you over a gift card that you can use over to the store. Or if you want to use it to the app, you can use it for the app as well, okay? Awesome. Well, you guys have an amazing rest of your night. Thanks for jumping on tonight. We will have a new worksheet next week, so I'll figure out what that is. We had kind of a lot of hormones and things like that going on today, so maybe we'll talk about hormones next time, okay? Bye, everyone. Have a great night, and thanks for jumping on, and thank you for being valued Booty Band members. You're supporting small women-owned businesses, and that means so much to us, all right? Bye, everyone. Have a good one.